the Center for Democracy and Development, Election Analysis Center, has commenced analysis of the ongoing election in Osun State. This was made known in a press conference in Abuja. According to the center, 300 trained and accredited observers are currently observing 2022 Osun's governorship election with the aim of collecting data of key aspects of days voting and voting related process to determine through evidence-based analysis. Speaking on the INEC preparedness and deployment, Dr. Oluwaroti Ayogunola said Osun election preparation indicated that 83% improvement compared to Ekiti elections. She, however, gives updates on bimodal voter accreditation system, electoral offences, and fake news in the ongoing Osun State governorship election.
Analysis Center. With voting in the 16 July 22 Osun State governorship election already underway across the 30 local government areas of the state, the Center for Democracy and Development, through its Election Analysis Center, ESC, has been closely observing the election. CDD ESC deployed 300 trained and accredited observers who are currently collecting data on key aspects of the day's voting and voting-related processes. The objectives of the CDD-ESC doing this is to determine, through evidence-based analysis, the credibility of the election in meeting and satisfying canons of electoral integrity under Nigerian laws and international codes and standards. The observations that follow are based on preliminary findings of the conduct and procedures on the election day. General environment of the election. The CDD-ESC notes the signing of the peace accord by 13 of the 15 political parties taking part in the election and other measures aimed at ensuring the election is hitch-free. The decision by the political actors to commit to an agreement which enjoins them to do their part in ensuring a violence-free election is laudable. Although pockets of disagreement between party agents and INEC officials were reported by our observers in a few polling units, these were largely resolved. CDD-ESC similarly notes that in the building up to today's governorship election, a number of consultations and strategic sessions involving the election management body and the relevant security agencies were held under the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security. These consultations were observed to have happened at both national and state level. Added to this is the deployment of 21,000 police officers to the state. We hope these measures contribute to the peaceful conduct of the elections. INEC preparedness and deployment. Data from the CDD-ESC observers indicate that 97% of INEC officials had arrived at their polling units by 8:30 a.m. It further shows that 79% of INEC polls officials addressed voters before the 8:30 a.m. official time of poll opening. CDD-ESC data indicates that in at least 92% of polling units observed critical election materials like ballot papers, biometric voter accreditation system (BVAS) devices, result sheets, ballot boxes, and the voter register were available for the conduct of the election, a marked improvement over the 83% recorded in Ekiti State. CDD-ESC notes that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) took some steps to address some of the gaps identified in Ekiti State's governorship election last month. INEC has embedded officials of the National Union of Road Transport Workers (NURTW) in the INEC Situation Room in Osogbo to help address issues around development of personnel and movement of voting materials. The Commission similarly conducted mock accreditation exercises in Osogbo, Borife, Ede, and Egbedore to test the preparedness of the trained staff and the efficiency of the BVAS. Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, BVAS. The mock accreditation exercise carried out by INEC to ensure the readiness of the 5,306 BVAS machines appears to have worked, with CDDAC officials noting that there was a BVAS machine and compliance in 99% of the polling units visited, with 2 polling units in Ife Central and Irepo-Odun reporting the absence of BVAS machine at 9:30 a.m. Electoral offences. CDDAC observers reported cases of political party agents campaigning and canvassing for votes near the polling units in 14 local government areas, which represents 9.6% of the polling units observed. These acts, which contravene the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022, were mostly reported by observers in Ife Central, Odu-Otin, Osogbo, Oriade, and Irepo-Odun. CDDAC observers also reported seeing unremoved campaign posters at some polling units, just as political party agents openly canvassed for votes. Fake news. CDDAC Fake News Hub for the July 16 Osun State governorship election has been closely watching online and offline spaces with the objective of tracking and fact-checking fake news and misinformation. A number of fake news stories, misleading captions for images, and the sharing of dead online links are being used by partisan actors to mislead voters or to possibly depress the vote in areas in which the political opposition is perceived to have some strength. CDDAC fact checkers areas in which the political opposition is perceived to have some strength. CDDAC fact checkers have also documented claims and counterclaims by political actors over allegations of vote buying. Using online tools and a range of verification techniques, CDDAC fact checkers have been working to independently fact check online and offline misinformation capable of undermining voter confidence. One of the major fake news stories, which began trending as voters headed to the polls this morning, is a claim that the People's Democratic Party (PDP) candidate Ademola Adeleke had been sacked by a court. CDDAC fact checkers verified and found this claim to be false. CDDAC fact checkers also spotted a claim that one of the major opposition parties candidates was asking voters to swear an oath that voters voted for him before he would pay them. CDDAC fact checkers found nothing on the circulated image to lend credence to the claim. Our fact checkers also noted the image, which was circulated to make the claim, was taken at the point the candidate was casting his vote. Conclusion. CDDAC observers will continue to keep a close watch on the election up till when voting ends and counting and collation of results begin. Further updates on findings will be provided at the end of the voting. Thank you very much.
Gbemiga Olamikon, GTV Africa.